This is a demonstration of some of the SimStation customizations. Uh, so I've got everything in MVC apps here. Here's the MVC framework here. Here's the SimStation framework. And then I put all of my customizations in one package, Sim. So I would prefer that you didn't do that. They should be in separate packages, as if different companies were doing different customizations. I'm going to do random walk first. I will start it. I think I've got 20 agents, are kind of jittery looking. Suspend. If I do stats, it just says, well, 6 seconds. And I think that's like pretty close to 6 seconds in real time. I can resume, stop, quit. Okay. Let's look at the Boyd simulation. Okay, and here the motion is smoother and you can see them like kind of clustering into flocks. Stats again just tells us 9 seconds have elapsed. There are 50 agents. Let's look at plague simulation. So they're moving around just like the drunks, but the difference, the reason we need a special view is because, and you can see some of them getting sick too. Suspend is because we have different green dots and red dots. And here we see that the stats, it prints the same thing as the stats inherited from the SimStation, but adds this line, percent infected equals 50. I don't care about the format of that. Infected equals 50%, whatever you want. And we are 14 seconds in and there are 50 agents. And then finally, let's run Prisoner's Dilemma tournament. Wow, these guys are moving fast. So it's a little bit like the drunk walk. They seem to be moving a little bit faster. I probably have their speed set up too high. It doesn't really matter. But notice that for all except for the plague, the view is exactly the same. It's just a bunch of red dots moving around in some fashion. And that is the default view that you get in SimStation. The framework provides this view. You only have to change the view if, as in Plague, you need to have a slightly different view. I'll click on Stats. So here we see again just the call to superstats. Prints out the clock and the number of agents, and then cheaters average. So remember, these agents are scoring points by playing Prisoner's Dilemma. So if you always cheat, the average is pretty high. If you always cooperate, the average is pretty low at this point. Reciprocation, that's the tit for tat. You do what was done to you last time. That's pretty low. And then random, sometimes you cheat, sometimes you cooperate, is very low. If we resume it and run it for a little while longer, maybe some of those numbers would change. All right, so look, cooperation is starting to catch up with cheating, and reciprocation is also starting to catch up with cheating. I think that, if you do a careful job of this, there have been like some famous algorithms for doing these Prisoner's Dilemma tournament, that reciprocation, tit for tat, is usually like the agents that use that strategy are usually the ones that end up with the highest average. And that is it. I hope that helped, and I'll see you in class tomorrow.